Welcome to the March 2022 version of the WVSA vlog. My name is Marcus Cole. With us is Dr. Peter McGahey. He is the West Virginia Soccer Association Olympic Development Program Director. Peter, we just got back from Williamsburg, Virginia recently for the Virginia ODP Friendly sub-regional event. And honestly, in my opinion, a lot of good things came out of this weekend. Would you agree?
I absolutely agree, Marcus. And as always, it's great to be here. So thank you very much for having me. Always happy to speak to everybody about the wonderful coaches and West Virginia players that we got to see perform down in West Virginia. So I think it's part of the West Virginia Friendlies are sort of one more step in our preparation for the year that prepares us for the regional tournament in June, gives us another opportunity for our players and our coaches to work together and to play in an exciting new learning environment. And there was lots to celebrate from this past weekend in Virginia.
Yeah, I mean, there was so many, and the one thing I really love about this event is there's so many different levels of ODP teams that are there. Because I know, some of the bigger states have, a couple that are coming into the program or coming into the event, and just a lot of different, and our teams really, I think, held their own real well against these teams.
I think it's a place where sometimes with ODP, you always look and say, okay, what is an ODP friendly about? Like, what is a friendlies weekend? Because I think most of our families and parents are really used to sort of a tournament format. You win, you do this, you do that. You have tournaments and standings and brackets and advancing on Sunday, and means everybody gets back even later on Sunday evening for school on Monday morning. But the one part about the friendly format within the Olympic Development Program that's really positive is it allows coaches and players to play in a very highly competitive format against excellent players and other excellent coaches without really having to worry about whether the results are, whether we're moving on to the semifinals or the quarterfinals. It allows them to play 3 straight games, to be able to try different positions, new formats, different strategies, different techniques, and really to try out some of the things that are going to be important for them for moving on onto the regional level. And I thought our teams, a couple of teams on the boys' side really showed really well, and on the girls' side as well. Particularly, I think from our youngest players, which I always think is a really important litmus test. So sort of, it's great to see sort of the progression of several of our teams in the program. Our 06 girls are that case, and our 06-05 boys team certainly represent sort of what has happened in ODP in the past, and we absolutely have to celebrate that. But I was quite excited about some of the things that I was able to observe with our 2010 and 2011 boys and girls program. Those teams and those youngsters are really playing some fine soccer.
So what's up next for the ODP players coming forth? We got mini camp coming up in May, don't we?
Yeah, I think it's a place where right now they some of it is they get to go back with their teams, right? So ODP is that place where they come into our program, they check in, they participate with us a little bit like in a friendlies event, and then we pass along some words of wisdom and some potential feedback, and then they get to go back into their club environment, Marcus, which I think is such a super important ingredient for the ODP players, is to go back into the club environment and practice and work on sort of some of the knowledge and skills that they've acquired during our friendlies events. And then we get to see them back in May. And that would be an event where we're looking to sort of look at players, add players. It's sort of, again, another opportunity for us to grow and enhance the program. And then from there, we'll look to select rosters and players and pools that would attend the June regional tournament in June. And then what happens from there is sort of this process starts over again. So when they go to the June tournament, they play and perform. And at that tournament are a bunch of staff coaches and regional staff that then will select players in each of the age groups to move on to the regional level. And that regional camp would be held in July. And then from that camp, they would then pick regional pools to make regional teams, etc. So when you start to hear that, that's where our program really mirrors what's happening at the region. And it's so important for our players to experience our state level ODP program.
Excellent. Anything in closing that you want to talk about the ODP?
I think it's a place where, again, my hope is that our program is growing. Our program is moving in the right direction. Again, I think go back to some of the things. What are the things that I saw that were really positive for Virginia? I saw a lot of players from West Virginia competing with a lot of pride for our state and our association. I saw a lot of players willing to take chances and grow and to test themselves as players, which I think speaks to the wonderful environment that's happening in our club setting. And what I would just encourage is, if anybody is curious about ODP, if anybody is interested in getting involved, please know we are looking for quality people, quality players all of the time. And we look forward to meeting you all on the field soon.
Sounds good. Peter McGahey, the director of the West Virginia Soccer Association Olympic Development Program. We'll talk to you next month.
See you later. Thanks, Marcus.